I went too fast, and that's the reason that my margin has accumulated. If I would have done it basically the right, correct way, then my margin should have been way, way lower. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Borrow and Build. And today we're going to talk about using margin to generate income the right way. Just investing, but also using margin is that we have to, as you can see here, I'm going to give an example. So you can see, I can give an example by you watching what I'm trying to convey here. Let's say I want to invest on SPYM on margin. As you can see here, if I use this money, right, the margin that I have to buy stocks, Robinhood as of now is giving me up to almost $17,000, $16,800 in margin. I could, for example, like put this amount, right? Okay, let me go on dollars, 1,600, whatever. You see, I could invest this amount into SPYM. Okay, now when you want to withdraw Robinhood account to pay your bills, Robinhood gives you a lower withdrawal amount. As of here, I can withdraw before putting the $40 or investing the $40. I can withdraw up to $8,000. Now, I'm not gonna do that. Withdraw the $8,000 and buy a car. I mean, like buy air nonsense. This is to pay bills, right? So now, looks what happens when I invest this for $40. As you can see here, my account goes from $1,800 It went to $8,145. Now I'm going to invest another $200, which will lower my margin, right? Will lower my margin, and I'm going to invest those $200. I'm gonna buy stocks, and let's see how much withdrawal amount Robinhood will provide me. Bought those $200 of stocks, then as you can see, my withdrawal amount went higher, right? It went up. So by basically the same amount. Now you have to be very, very careful not to, you know, blow your withdrawal amount. For that reason is that I started investing into income, right? Because remember, when I invest my money, and when I buy stocks and then I withdraw money, like, because I'm doing that consistently, like my withdrawal amount goes down, it lowers. So to keep this up, right, to maintain a healthy withdrawal amount, I need to basically, besides just investing, let's say, into the S&P 500, I need to invest in dividend, in income, basically, in dividend, because if I'm investing my money and then I'm getting dividends back, that that increases my withdrawal amount. So that's what you have to, like, really, really care about, or should look for, when you are using margin. And I feel that I have to recognize that I started using margin the wrong way. I went too fast. I thought that I mean, technically I'm doing the right thing, but I went too fast, and that's the reason that my margin has accumulated to $19,000. If I would have done it basically the right, correct way, then my margin should have been way, way lower. And I'm going, on my next video, I'm going to show you what I mean. Because to use margin, you really, really need to be careful, because this is borrowed money, right? It's a good thing that you're investing your money, right? It's good that you invest in your whole paycheck. But at the same time, if your dividends is not big enough, then margin will stack. Like, meaning, like, you're gonna have a higher bill. You're going to accumulate debt. And if you do it the right way, like I would say, let's say like the slow way, then this works out pretty neat, because as you remember, a few months ago I had to sell some of my shares from SCHG, and I forgot what other shares I sold. And because of that, because my withdrawal amount was basically going down to zero. Now that I kind of, you know, did everything, I took a step back, and I'm doing everything in a way that I'm not just investing my money, but I also receiving an income. So that's how I can basically maintain my margin at bay and my withdrawal amount healthy. So basically, this is my way of, explaining how to, use margin as income the right way. And again, on my next video, hopefully, I'm gonna show you how, if I had to start using margin all over again, how I would do it. Because again, I know what I'm doing. Life is too short. I can, I'm still working. I'm still having 9 to 5 job, and I can dump that money, invest my amount into this. But there's a way of doing it, and because this journey, I have calculated this over, like dozens of different of times in different ways, and it actually take about 48 months. Like if you want to like go like the fastest way, I would say like uh 3 years or so. But the right way is about 60 months, 48 to 60 months. And hopefully I'll show you that on my next video. And just guys, I hope I explained. Sometimes I feel like I don't explain myself, but hopefully this helps. Remember that when you invest, you buy the assets, and then you use a portion. Like you don't use, let's say if you invest 4,000 or 3,000, whatever, like invest, instead of using, say if you invest 4,000, instead of using the whole 4,000, try to use 3,500, or I would say 3,800, and you'll leave a $200 buffer, right, between your available withdrawal and your margin. So like with it, so you don't get like a margin call. And remember, like if you keep doing this consistently, let's say you always have a 200 or a $300 or a $100 gap between what you invest and your withdrawal amount, that's also going to stack in favor, because you're not stacking negatively. You'll be stacking. You'll have like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like like an X, like a gap, basically. Like you have a 200 or $300 gap between your withdrawal amount and the buffer, and that's gonna stack over time. Hopefully, I explain myself. Sometimes I feel like I don't, and yeah. Remember, this is my journey. I'm not a guru. I'm just showing my what I'm trying to do. My lifestyle, my step, and I'm not a financial advisor. And please always do your own research. Thank you so much, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.